Hello, Walter McKone here. Just some general ideas, some general thoughts on knee injuries, particularly in runners, because that's what I'll be doing a lot more of in the future. Whenever you have a knee problem, always think about it in context with the totality of yourself. So nothing exists in isolation. So if somebody comes to me, say for example somebody came to me yesterday with a knee problem, I'll check the back out, check their posture out. I'll check out their past history of other problems in the rest of the body. I mean, anything can start a knee problem. Even an old shoulder problem could start a knee problem because your whole posture will change. If you're trying to run, for example, and you're carrying a shoulder that's just slightly, how can I put it, tight or short, then your whole running pattern's going to change. You may be shifting your weight more to one side than the other. So slowly but slowly you might get a bursitis below the kneecap. That will sort of slowly develop. A lot of knee problems, simple knee problems I call, not fractures or cartilage tears and like that. A lot of simple knee problems begin through rotation. So what happens is the knee will lock. I mean, I'm talking about subtlety here, of a small lock or restriction. And slowly but slowly, you might even feel it in the knee. You can feel it in the ankle or the hip, and it could be the knee that's locked. But anyway, with those simple, straightforward knee problems, whether they're swellings below the patella or the kneecap, the infrapatellar bursa, or above the knee, where the tendon attaches, the tendon doesn't attach to the kneecap. The tendon's envelopes the patella or kneecap. So you can get this, you can get restriction or pulling in the kneecap, or around the kneecap area. So particularly the quads muscle itself, whether it's the inside of the quads, vastus medialis, or the outside, the vastus lateralis. The thing to think about, if it's muscular or can cause problems in the knee, like a tight quads muscle, you can actually end up with the nerve supply being stimulated into the quads, like the femoral nerve. And that will be the problem in the ribs on that same side, for example, can do that. You can get twisted ribs, so the rib itself will be compressed, and those two last ribs in your back are floating ribs. So what tends to happen then is that sort of floating of the rib can actually twist, so the pressures on the nerve, the femoral nerve, the tone of the quads muscle will rise very, very slightly. But over time, the knee will be the problem. You'll feel it in the knee. Also, ankle problems can start knee problems. Just below the ankle, we call it the subtalar region, which is where the tibia lands on top of the foot itself. If you have a slightly restricted ankle, this can cause flexion in the leg, just very, very slightly. That can stimulate the sciatic nerve, which causes your leg to slightly bend, which means the knee itself will be pushed forward. And again, very, very slightly, very subtly. So you can end up with a swollen knee for no apparent reason because you haven't hit your knee or anything like that. But again, going back to rotation, it's important to make sure that knee slides in all different directions. We call them secondary movements of the knee. Oh, I know, that's a good one. Intestinal problems. If you have a left leg problem, left knee problem, because the quads are too tight, the descending bowel on the same side, which is a muscle, the bowel is a muscle, the descending bowel on the same side actually will raise the tension within the thigh, because it's actually the same nerve root supply in the spinal cord. So everything's sort of linking together. And also this can give you groin problems as well. So as in the nerves that come round from the ribs go into the groin area, and also the nerves going down will actually cause the tone of the muscle to contract, the quads muscle that is, and that can give you problems. So always think of knee problems in the main as the end of the problem, not the beginning of the problem. So you can look at footwear, you can look at posture, but always try and think of the knee, or anything for that matter, as the end of the problem. I hope that helps.